Hi.
Hello.
That was the saddest hello I've ever heard you say. Can I have you try again, please?
What is Gucci and the booty?
Or not. Never mind. That hello was mad sad.
I got you. Hold on.
The booty's
Hello.
good. Thank you. The booty is indeed Gucci.
It's Gucci?
Yeah.
The Gucci is indeed booty. Oh,
wait.
no.
Well, yeah.
No, you don't want. You don't want booty Gucci.
You don't want booty
Gucci. You
Gucci.
do not want. If you buying booty Gucci, you might want to take it back, my boy.
Because you don't really. Yeah, you
get a refund.
You're right. Yes, the booty is Gucci.
Indeed.
Right. This is good.
Indeed.
This is my news. My first day back working, almost 2 weeks. Completely forgot how to do my job.
In office, you mean, or you was on vacay?
I was on vacay.
I got that.
Again, forgot how to do my job, but it was crazy over that time I was gone. The team was crushed. I was hurt. I was like, that's crazy.
Must be nice.
I had a boss that gets I think he gets like a month off, I think it was. Yeah, about a month.
Mm-hmm.
But he would only take 3 to 4 day vacations because he didn't want to get too used to being away from work and then like just not wanting to come back.
Mm-hmm.
That's my manager, basically. He was like, vacation for what? I take it because I have to. I'm like, and literally every time he takes nigh on the entire month of December off because all his time stocked up. But he'll still be sending emails. We'll still catch him in the Slack. It's like, wow, that's
some people love their job.
To the work.
Some people it's just he was one of those anti-home bodies. Who's like, what's the point of being at home? Kind of like what Key was saying. Like, Key's like, what do you want a nap for? That's wasting time. Like, and that's the equivalent to him. Why be at home when you can just be prosperous, be fruitous,
be productive in some way.
Yeah.
And I do it up.
I mean, you're taking a month of vacation. Like, I would go stir crazy too. I have to do something, do some work, do some work.
And that's kind of what answered the question for me. Like, why do people like going into the office? Like, for people like that don't want to be idle for even a day or even a week. We've been at home for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
The moment those doors open, people are like, yes. And
clamoring.
Yeah.
Clamoring.
It was like, okay.
This is true. But also at the same time, like, you don't need to open the doors though. Because if you was doing your job from home for 2 years, then you don't need the doors back.
Yeah.
This is
some people aren't self-starters though, and they need some people, not everybody, but some people need an office to go to get up and schedule and have a routine, all that stuff.
That's fair.
And just to interaction with other people.
Yeah,
like it was. And I'll mention this again because it's still an oddity to me. You would think that with everyone being remote, that the remote channels would be booming. Like all the Slack channels would be constant messages, all that other stuff. They're as dead as ever.
Yeah, because everybody's like, everybody's doing their thing.
Yeah,
they living their life.
That sucks. Like we're away from each other, so we're not talking. We're away from our communication platform. We're not talking to each other. It kind of sucks. So yeah, people going back. That's another reason people are going back in.
Yeah, that there's like these like articles and things about like pandemic depression and pandemic like introverts and all types of stuff. Like it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time to be alive. Deal with this stuff.
That reminds me of about how the study came out that people don't take sick time either. That
a lot of people don't.
Yeah, they even go to work feeling kind of under the weather. Like, nah, I'm good.
Which you're not supposed to do, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go to work.
Responsible and stay home.
2 things. First thing, Stardrew, welcome in. Stardrew says, off-topic question. Anyone going to watch Spider-Man No Way Home? Also,
Mandatory.
your mic is low.
Apparently your mic is a little low.
No. I mean, we had this conversation before. Reese said I was good. So take it up your appointment with Reese.
Sound good to me.
Get into the Slack query because he needs people to talk to on Slack.
Yikes. Don't do that.
It's funny you asked that, Stardrew, because literally before we went live, I was going through Instagram, and apparently, I don't know if it was temporarily. I don't know how long it happened, but when the tickets dropped for No Way Home, it broke the website. So many people were trying to get on and buy it.
Yeah.
It might be up and better now because I really doubt it's like a new sneaker release is that bad, but I mean, it could be. But anyways, I do. Yeah. I love Tom Holland. Tom Holland's the best Spider-Man to me. So I definitely want to go see that movie.
Yeah,
Oh, in person.
He's the best live action Spider-Man without a doubt.
Yeah.
He hasn't made my favorite Spider-Man movie, but he's definitely the perfect guy for the role.
I love how websites are still breaking, even after all the websites that have broken as a result of a release of something.
I'm just convinced at this point it's impossible to not, because the sneaker websites have been breaking since sneakers became available for purchase online. So like for them to still be getting broken,
I think it's intentional.
How? Why?
It's artificial. Okay, the 300 million people in the US of A. Let's just use artificial numbers here. Say 10 million of them are sneakerheads.
Okay. All right, let me just stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Because 10 million of them are sneakerheads. Let's say 250,000 of them are running bots, multiple bots. That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's intentional.
You just can't.
That's still.
I also don't. I also don't think that they purchase more server space or more whatever is necessary to get more people on their website.
Because what's the point for that one-time event? How many more times are you going to release something like that? So that's another. Yeah, that adds crease to both arguments actually.
And like he just said, like there's so many bots that like
there's
why
so many
even
bots,
buy more
so
space?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
clunk it up with
it
bots.
goes credits to both arguments.
Rent the servers. Just rent it for the we dropped this a hot release. Rent some servers.
I'm sure there's companies.
No, there's definitely services out there that
that rent.
Sure. Yo, can we look that up now?
No. I know it definitely is. Okay. I'm trying to get into more into virtualizations like Google Cloud Platform and things like that. They have things like that where you could rent by the gigabyte hour, by the RAM hour, things like that.
Wow.
So like,
times have changed,
and they'll get you because the prices look attractive. So it'll say something like, 0.0013 cents per minute per gigabyte or something like that. What is 0.0013? That ain't nothing.
Right.
Little do you know, your server's constantly running. So even when you go into sleep, you accruing them dollars, and by the end of the month, it's $30 a month for that thing.
There's mad websites.
There are a lot of websites. And I'm talking about the main ones like GCP and things like that. You're probably finding some no-name ones.
I'm finding some other. This one's Hostins or Hostins. I don't know. Starts for 90 cents. And space goes from 10 gigabytes to unlimited. All of these are unlimited bandwidth.
Oh, yeah. Not only do you have to pay for storage, like memory usage, bandwidth usage, how much can go in, how much can go out, things like that.
I hope I'm saying this right. Polydon, appreciate you coming into the stream. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in. Yeah. Bandwidth coming in, going out, things like that. You got to monitor all of that. Hosting something in the cloud, it's not cheap.
Not cheap.
It's from Taekwon. Websites crashing after a drop of something can be good publicity. I agree with that. Like, OMG, this product was so heavily wanted. That's going to bring attention to your name. Any news is good news, so on and so forth.
Good for hype?
Depending on the category, because sneakers is just known. It's just it's an annoyance and now a nuisance. As a matter of fact, it came out that it is that Nike. Nike were afraid they were going to lose their customers to, how do I say this? I'll just say to other brands, because I forget the exact numbers, but I'll just use some other numbers. They basically put out, let's say like 7 million units last year, but had like 15, 20 million people trying to buy. So people are afraid, or they're afraid that those, because they're not putting out enough, that those extra, let's say 13 million, are just going to go to another company and try to get their product instead because it's just easier.
Yeah. Like when there's a big drop, like, bro, you don't have a bot. It's like, almost, it's like 0.01%. Like it's of you getting that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been team manual, and it's the worst thing in the world.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
literally sat there for like 3-4 hours
Good
just
luck.
try to get one pair.
And bots already scooped up tens, hundreds.
Yeah, they get through. They
And
get through.
Guess what is powering those bots? The rented server space.
Rented server space. It's crazy.
Yo, but bots are crazy though, because you could rent a bot. You could just straight up rent a bot
Yeah, you
for
can rent a
$100
bot.
a month, or bots can go upwards of $20,000.
Right.
And that $100 a month is covering the bandwidth costs and all that stuff.
Man,
it's booming.
Yeah, it's business. It's
like people
on
like,
both sides.
Look what we're going through. Like almost everyone buys everything online. Like all our trade, all our routes, everything is backed up. Like yeah, it's crazy. Like you can't get anything right now without huge delays. So like, there's a chip shortage. There's shortages across everything because they literally can't get things into our ports. So
yeah, I wasn't even looking at
mess.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday this year.
I didn't look at anything.
I didn't look at it. This is the first time in a long time I hadn't.
Yeah.
There was just no point. It was either going to be out of stock, overpriced, take 2 months to get to you. It was a bother.
Man, the only thing I want right now is some AirPods. I want my AirPod Pros back, man. They're gone. R.I.P. to my joints.
Yeah. Oh, you lost yours too?
They was already like on their way out. They was giving me problems, but then, yeah, now they're just gone. I don't even know. I lost one. Well, my nephew lost one, so I had one, and that one just disappeared. So now they're just gone.
Damn.
I lost one of my regulars, and then I'd already gave him to Jesse at that point. Then I found the other one, so now she had a whole pair. That I'd already had pros. I've lost the pro. Don't drop those, by the way. When you do get a new pair, do everything in your power to make sure not to drop those. You drop them enough.
Pros?
Yeah, well, either of them. You drop them enough, like when you adjust them in your ear, it actually allows for air to get in. And since it's doing active noise canceling, it could really hurt. Like it sounds like a piercing noise when you're turning it to like adjust it to fit. It hurts.
Like I think that did that to me.
Yeah,
I had that. Mine was on the way out. Wait, Dark and Godly Villain says I only got trading cards. Wait a minute, cards go on sale for Cyber Monday, Black Friday too.
Black Friday, I could see
trading
that.
cards.
I could see
I didn't know
Black
that.
Friday,
the booster packs and stuff. I could see that.
Yeah,
I never checked. Never.
I figure most like those like shops, like I don't know, like Pandy
on
Penny
TCG.
Pension.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
TCG players having a
like
Black Friday sale. Makes sense.
TCG
Wow.
players having a Black Friday sale.
Isn't TCG Player a consignment shop or no?
You're asking the wrong. I only went on there to like look at. They had both. He said they had both Black Friday and wow. Okay.
Oh wow. I always thought it was like you send in your cards to get sold, and they take a piece of every sale. That's what I thought it was.
You know way more about that site than I do.
No, I don't think I've ever bought anything from I just thought it was a consignment shop.
Gotcha.
Like that's what like Flight Club is.
Right.
I didn't even hear of that either. What is that? Is that like TCG Player?
Like StockX or something like that?
No, Flight Club is a sneaker store.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, they have a store and they have it online, but
But wait, what was that last bit?
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
You are getting beat. I'm telling you, you are getting knocked over the head hard. If you ever watch those, they have them on Complex, sneaker shopping with X.
I watch
like
those
actor.
all the time.
You watch them?
I watch all of those. When
I saw. I think the last one I think the last one I saw was like Tony Hawk, and everybody talks about it. Everybody was like, "Yo, why y'all do him like that?" Like it was somebody. I think it was Tony Hawk, but
wait,
it was
what?
Bad. What?
I have no idea what you're on about. I'm actually curious.
Complex. There's a guy. I don't know his name, but there's a guy. It's like sneaker shopping with this famous person.
Yeah.
And so they walk around the store. They talk sneakers and like some stories or whatever the case. But they pick up some sneakers and buy them.
Yeah, it's like an interview while shopping.
Yeah.
And they're
So
talking about like the artist or whoever and like their history or their connections to what shoes and silhouettes and all that. And then at the
Yeah.
very end, they buy stuff.
They buy
And
stuff
prices they be charging
beat over
overpriced.
the
I was
head.
gonna say coffee and cars with comedians with a twist.
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
but that's more like that's
yeah.
those are
I know,
long,
but
those are
I just want
longer,
the closest thing I could to relate to it. But okay.
That's a great thing. I love that.
The only person, one person went up to the register and was like, whoa, how much is those? Yeah, I put those back. It was Corday. I was dying laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, Taekwon just brought it up too.
Seriously, yo, like
he was like, "What? How much? Oh no!"
There should be no shame in any of that, yo. You see something go up that's overcharged, or you don't, man, take that off.
Say something like, man,
take that off. List,
I know what you're doing. Like,
no pride and shame, yo. Take that off, man. Get that out of here. Get that out of
here.
Yeah. You see the other people in line looking at you, judging you, like, when you take something off your list. I'm like, listen,
if you're insecure about your stuff, that's cool. Not me. I'm cool.
If you willing to get, what was it that you said, Key? Get beat upside the head?
You're getting beat.
Yeah.
You're beating the head, man.
If they scan something and the price on the thing is no longer numbers, it's just I'm getting beat in the head, that's coming off. There's no level of pride or ego or whatever. I'm gonna get nah.
You look
just
on the register,
text pop up. You getting beat? Oh no,
it's not a price. It just says beat. I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
Nope. Pass. That's a pass.
Oh,
how much did John say? Oh no, take that off.
No, yeah, you can keep those.
That register be looking out for you though, because sometimes we go up to certain cashiers, the display's face towards them instead of towards you, so you'll be paying attention. You gotta look out for them.
They do be angled. I see them sometimes. They do be angled. They be angled.
Like all these new Clover ones, or whatever. How like turn the screen around, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah.
Like they'll be punching, and then at the end they turn and show you, and you be like, and there's no item list. It's just
it's just the number. Yup.
Break down this receipt, my friend. Yeah.
Run me through the itinerary.
I saw you scanning that milk twice, man. Come on, cut it out.
Yeah. It shouldn't be it should be $2,000 for like 2 pairs of $500 shoes. That doesn't make sense.
And you know where I stand. Right? You said 2,000. I'm raising my eyes at 500. Like you already know how I am.
Yo, you know.
I know.
I'm about to sell my collection soon. But
Ooh, I like it. Wait, why?
What?
Dang, B, that hurt. So I like it. Oh man, that's one of the worst.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Well, it's because how do I say? It's kind of like a new era type thing. Like
passing the torch.
Well, to who?
From one type of collection to another.
Oh no! I'm not transferring to.
Okay.
Oh, listen. Maybe I might. You know what I'm saying? Skim a little off the top. Buy me a statue I deserve or something. But no.
Yeah.
I'm using it to just reinvest. To just like I don't need them. I don't need all of them, and just to reinvest it. Get some new equipment that I really really want. That I feel like I need. In fact, and yeah, just to pay off some bills and stuff. Like use it. Just like it's literally like a bank sitting right behind me, basically.
Yeah, it's a savings sitting there.
Yeah. So I just want to use it. But I was gonna say,
my man keep bartering in shoes.
Huh?
So my man keep bartering in shoes, go to the Xfinity building, hand him a pair of Vans, be like, all right, we good?
Hey,
I bought a pair of sneakers for $160 in 2016 and used. I can sell them like the way in the condition they are now. I can sell them for $500.
Yikes!
Nice.
Yeah.
That's like buying a comic for $3 and then being able to sell it for $100. Like it's so.
Yeah. Oh man, I
300.
I sold comics a couple of times to buy. I sold comics and bought 2 laptops. Like one broke, so I sold comics, bought laptop. It broke.
Peter Panzerfaust, right?
Yeah, Peter Panzerfaust. Yeah. Oh man. Yep. Peter, and then I sold because I collected, I think it was 5 issues of each issue of it's supposed to be He did Walking Dead. What is it? Kirkman's new
the
TV
Kirkman.
show? I forget the name of it though.
Invincible?
But it followed a thief.
Oh,
But
Loki.
yeah, but I bought 5 issues, huh?
Loki.
Why did I even? I should have just let you say whatever you said and then just keep going. Like, why did I even go back? Like, I knew you wasn't gonna.
man ain't
No,
never
Invinci-
gonna come.
Invincible.
No, it's
not
not Invincible.
It's following a thief. Not Invincible.
Yeah, it's about a thief, and I can't. I have the trade. I just don't want to go run and get it. But
Yeah.
I forget. I just forget the name of it. It's about like a thief or something like that. But yeah, I bought 5 issues of each and sold those, and bought another laptop. My previous laptop broke, and then when that laptop broke,
You
Reese
already
convinced
know.
me to buy a computer.
You already
Here
I'm
know.
we
like,
are.
fam, laptops is not
Here
the
we are.
way. And
So
on that fateful
basically-
day,
The point of that story was I'm a full-time streamer because Reese.
wow.
So pick it up with Reese via Slack. Get in, you know what I'm saying?
Don't message me on Slack, please.
Discord,
I'm
Slack.
not. No need.
Yo, find Reese on
Listen.
Slack, man. You got
If you
real
manage to contact me on Slack, I will be so impressed. It'll be unreal. The
that's good.
got an entrepreneur over here. Keep talking about
Entrepreneur. Oh my dear.
Entrepreneurship is the way, yo.
Wait, you said entrepreneurship?
entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. That's the way he spelled it. That's the way I'm gonna say it.
That's what. Listen,
Entrepreneurship. Like, it
We
don't
just a
even
bunch of
matter
entrepreneurials over here.
straight up. Yo, you got a 9 to 5, a part time, whatever you do. Yo, do if it's not the thing that you love, go do a thing you love on the side, man.
and you know what Key
Literally
loves?
every single person can be an entrepreneur. It's not a magic thing. Like,
It's not.
Just go do the thing. You got to schedule
I
it
mean,
out.
It
Yeah,
sounds scary as hell. Like you're leading a company. Like these companies are known to
No.
be these rather large things.
It's
They don't
scary.
necessarily need to be.
No.
Like, oh, you own it. You got to work 24 hours a day. I mean, you may have to down the line, but not necessarily in the beginning. Just give it a try. Why not? I mean, Key's doing it. No, what you say? Do something that you love. Key loves video games.
Yeah,
Look what he's doing. I'm responsible for starting his streaming entrepreneurship. Apparently,
All your fault, Reese. It's all your fault.
oh, that's kind of crazy. During
I love entertaining thing. Like entertaining
Mhm.
is my thing. So
Yeah.
that's why I could have it could have went anywhere, dude. Anywhere. I could have Twitch, YouTube, Instagram,
Somewhere.
TikTok, somewhere. Like there's mad medias out there for me. It just happened to work for Twitch.
It's
Way to
scary
go,
how
man.
the social media landscape changed, man. How we went from simple old MySpace. We was learning
MySpace.
HTML, which was kind of cool, by the way. Good looks, Tom.
Yo, shout out to Tom, bro.
To the other ones to by Facebook, and then from there on, from like Vine, that had a short stint, and then there was probably like
Vine?
one or
Vine was
two more.
legendary.
Vine
This
is
is-
legendary. I want to say that it
You
started
gotta take a
everything.
moment. You can't just and then Vine
And then Vine,
move on.
and then
No,
move,
no, no,
I mean, listen, but we can because it's been so
Vine?
long now.
Created legend. I mean, but before Vine, though, to be fair, before Vine, YouTube created legends.
yeah.
But Vine also created legends.
Like Vine created some literally 7 seconds of
Yeah.
just pure entertainment. Like
7
And
seconds.
man, I complained.
Oh,
I'm like, what are you supposed to do in 6 to 7 seconds? They were still making magic. But then it
Oh,
was like,
everybody was
man,
going crazy. Yeah,
we want
it was going
more
crazy at my
magic.
job with it.
we want more magic. And what was the name of that I just watched? I forget the name of that one.
Yo.
The Attenborough series.
Taekwon, Vine was like Lauryn Hill. It didn't last long, but it left behind.
But it left behind a legacy.
I'm
That
huge
is,
Lauryn Hill.
yeah,
Well
that's
played.
that's pretty accurate.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it was. Vine
was.
was dope.
And like in the series, we humans, we wanted more. We wanted longer videos. Make the entertainment last a little longer. Then we went to 15 seconds. Now we got minutes. And then Vine was like
59 seconds, bro.
59 seconds. And Vine couldn't keep up with that. So
And they changed some other
they
policies.
changed some other
that
stuff. And and just
You all know what we're talking about.
and now we have it's in TikTok now. There's like 5 things have spawned since then.
Yeah, TikTok is right now the greatest form of discovery ever. Out right now. Like it's,
Currently.
yeah, currently.
the
Thank you. That's the. There's nothing better than getting on TikTok. Like that is the discovery platform right now.
It's taken over IG. You know, like IG solidified. You can't really. I mean, you can still make a dent wherever, but TikTok is the spot.
Yeah,
I mean, people load their TikToks on IG, like IG has reels now, but like
you don't see the inverse, huh? You don't see the inverse, huh?
There, yo, have you ever made a TikTok race?
No.
There's so many options. It's ridiculous.
Did a really good
job with like you can really learn to edit a video there. Like you really can. Like, you add all these filters and cuts, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, what I'd
the
ask,
very first video that I ever put out went viral.
Wow. I was gonna ask because like I see it to this day. Obviously, yeah, we see TikTok videos on Instagram, but do you see the inverse? Is what I meant to ask. Do you see Instagram videos on?
So Instagram doesn't have,
and it doesn't watermark.
Yeah, it doesn't watermark.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
You wouldn't even know.
Okay.
And I heard that like people that put their TikTok watermarked videos in their reels, like either they don't get put into the I don't even know what it's called on TikTok. On Instagram. On TikTok, it's called the For You page, where it's just like the random scroll page. But I don't know what it's. You don't get put into the algorithm, I'll say, of reels if you have the TikTok watermark on your video.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works because I don't really be on Instagram reels like that.
Oh, that's where I sit now.
Yeah, it starts you on reels now.
I go there by accident, like because,
Well, like when you're scrolling through your feed, you'll see some videos like right across. If you click one, reels. Boom.
Yeah. Now, and also if you click a video and do like a watch this or whatever, you click the watch this and you scroll from there, it doesn't bring you. That reminds me. Do y'all have that? Yo, I hate this Instagram update where it snaps to like the next one. So you just move it. Wait a minute. So you move it up and it just snaps to the next one.
We need that.
I hate it. Let me tell you why I hate it. Because I'll be trying to read the description of and I scroll up and it just snaps to the next picture. I hate that.
Mine doesn't do that yet.
You got to up. Well, when I got this phone, when I got my new phone, everything came updated. So
wait a minute, does mine do that?
You know, I don't update my apps. So
I update everything's on auto update. I don't have to update anything.
Oh,
so maybe on my version of the phone.
So no, the last update I have is like every post looks like it's like long. It looks like a real post now, but I don't have the snap yet.
Yeah. Oh man, snap either.
I hate the snap. Oh man, I hate it. I'll be trying to read like I was trying to scroll down and read the description or the caption or whatever, and it just goes to the next post.
Hold on, real quick. This is completely off topic, but it's in the chat and I gotta address it. So Silver Fang 741 says diamond or pearl. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's them new Johns, none of them.
None of them.
Neither.
Archulator still in the chat says still playing Pokemon and curious as to Diamond and Pearl. But I actually agree with these two gentlemen here also. I mean, I didn't. Yeah. We see
Silver Fang was talking
to pick.
Got it.
I didn't play the Gen 4 games originally anyway, so I had no attachment to these games anyway. So.
Yeah, I stopped at Gen 2, and I'm looking at where they are now, and I'm like, cool.
For me, if I'm interested, very interested in Arceus, but if anything after Arceus don't look like Dokkaev, I don't want it. I don't want Pokemon until it looks like Dokkaev.
Pokemon is probably never going to look like Dokkaev.
Firm decision. Well, it's not like I'm not their target anyway, so they're not going to miss my $60. But I made a firm decision. Unless it looks like Dokkaev, I ain't buying it. Yes, pick me and my Dokkaev.
I'm not even happy about Arceus with the lies and conjecture, bro. Oh, it's it's only open areas like Monster Hunter. Oh, all right.
I need to see gameplay now because I was all in. I was like, yes, I'm finally going to get it. Pokemon is changing. All right. Because we know we're very we're going to get it like immediately. Unless it's like solidified that, we got it in our hands. We like we're doing with Strangers in Paradise. We know that we're going to get that game now.
We know for sure.
Did you guys see the internet blowing up about Mr. Beast? Have y'all seen that?
No.
No.
Well, what did he?
So okay,
What did he do now? He gifted somebody a G5. What did he do?
Yikes.
What did he do now? What
I'm
did he do?
sure he has, but so no. Okay, we have Squid Game, right? And of course, Mr. Beast, pop culture, Mr. Beast ran his own Squid Game. And they're talking about
Wait a minute.
no murder.
Oh, we're good.
That had to be clarified. That's kind of crazy.
No murder.
Hey man, if you saw the show, you would understand my concerns.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me run the numbers by you really quick. Mr. Beast Squid Games video, which is a YouTube video. He's a YouTuber with somewhere around 70 million subscribers.
Yikes.
So his Squid Game video did 103 million views in 4 days. And it took 7 weeks to make. Netflix Squid Games, it got 111 million views in 30 days, and it took 10 years to make. Now, some people are saying, some people are saying, oh, Mr. Beast is, sometimes you just need a this one literally says more views, less time, fewer gatekeepers. That's the promise of the creator economy. But so from my perspective, the way I'm looking at it is this. First of all, he was denied. The guy that was trying to put out Squid Game.
Yeah, we know this.
I was say that it's 10 years, but there's a lot of context that's missing there.
Yeah, I mean, he was denied a bunch or whatever, but just beyond the fact that he was denied and all of that stuff, and it took X amount of years to make whatever. He was no name. Like, he didn't have a name. Like, Mr. Beast has 70 million people subscribed to his channel.
He's gonna get that every time.
Like, if
he did the groundwork for 10 years and you just cookie cutted his thing for your channel, like, oh, that's dope. I'm gonna do one for me,
And Squid Game is a hot word, a hotkey. So like you can just you put that in and it's gonna pop up and it's you. And then on top of that, if let's say what's 10% of 70 million? 700,000? 7 million? Oh, I'm dumb. 7 million. I said 700,000.
Yikes, you're not dumb, but okay.
If 10% of your subscribers watched your video, that's 7 million views. You are skyrocketed into the algorithm of YouTube, and your video is gonna get pushed. So
I'm sure if I go on there, and I've never watched a Mr. Beast video on my personal account ever, and I'm sure if I look up there, he's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there. Like that video will probably be because I've watched Squid Game.
So basically, in my eyes, my man's got 220 million views.
Hey,
that's me.
Yeah, so it's the internet is like really divided right now. About
I don't know why.
What's really nuts is like there's probably younger people who haven't seen actual Squid Game because they can't watch it. It's mature. It's rated M for mature. This part.
The legit thing. Yeah.
Mr. Beast jump off.
Yeah. Mr. Beast. Yeah. All his stuff is always like PG-13 anyway. So everybody's can watch it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So there's some people who probably haven't seen the real Squid Game and have only seen his.
And only know,
crazy. And
it's
now
just crazy.
That's all they will know. And then they're going to see the real Squid Games are like, oh, they cookie cut it up. They're going to have the inverse order. It's kind of crazy.
Pig says, oh, trust me, B, enough kids have seen Squid Game.
And the rebuttal keyword was some.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was a kid, I was watching stuff that was above the age grade, whatever. But like my mom was like, go ahead. I had a strong understanding of what was reality and not.
Yeah. Me and my nephew used to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I was going to say, we was watching violent stuff and playing violent stuff. Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar introduced this to our lives in the 90s. We was barely 10 years old in the 90s, fam.
I never forget. I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and my nephew was, young kid. He was like, Uncle King, let me see the controller. Let me see the controller. I'm like, nah, man, what you mean? He's like, let me see the controller. I gave him the controller. He knew exactly where to go to get a dope motorcycle. I was like, yo. Like how you know this? He was like 4 at this time, like 4 or 5. Somewhere he was young, 4 or 5. And I'm like, yo, what? I bet. Yo, come through, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, come on, let's go. It's like, yo,
crazy.
Straight up.
I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Well,
Good times. Good times.
speaking of Grand Theft Auto, there was a recent interview from the
That was like mad to watch. I was very intrigued by that.
I did watch it, and I want to watch the full thing. There was an interview on the 26th of November, a few days ago, from one of the founders of Rockstar, Jamie King.
Jamie King.
Jamie King.
He hasn't been around in Rockstar he hasn't been around in Rockstar recently, past 15 years actually.
Retro, I see you.
So it's 2006 he left. Nobody really knew why. He never really said anything. Rockstar never really said anything.
And it was at like the peak of their hype. Like
they were in the middle of developing Grand Theft Auto 4. So they're off the hype of 3, Vice City, San Andreas, all those the trilogy, the one that's being fed to us right now at this very moment.
Bro, the trilogy, the Midnight Club series did much. Yo, the Bully, Warriors,
Red Dead,
all of that.
Midnight Club was Rockstar?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They actually did those illegally. They shot the footage.
Yep, that was part of the interview.
Racing, during the interview.
Up and down First, Third Ave. Shut down Times Square. Hanging out the windows. It was all kinds of wild. Hearing that was very insightful.
Yeah.
Wait, they was filming for in Midnight Club. There was live scenes.
Yeah, like like the packaging and the CGI scenes and all that stuff.
Yeah,
all of that stuff was shot, but they did it like they're like straight up illegally. They were like, "Oh yeah, we didn't ask for permission for permits. Like we just asked."
They're just racing.
The underground racing scene in New York, and we just all took the cars up there and they drove them around. We had camera crews, people hanging out the cars, and then they booked Times Square to actually get the police to come and do the chases and stuff. But there was like,
and actually, before even doing that illegal activity, he had to get himself involved in some illicit like street racing activity to get the hot cars because Midnight Club like Dub Edition. How ridiculous did those cars look?
Bro, they had everything.
Wasn't that for Xbox?
It might have been for both consoles, I'm sure.
It was for both.
Oh, it was for both. I feel like I played that with on Xbox. Midnight Club.
You probably did.
So they shipped those cars cross country to do all that ridiculousness in, only to go about it legitimately after the fact, which is kind of hilarious.
Hey man, listen, you have to sprinkle a little bit of fraud sometimes.
Listen,
just a little bit.
This is true. Not true.
You gotta get through where you get through. Like, not every single thing that you do in your life is 1000% by the letter of the law. I'm not telling you to break the law. I'm not saying anything like that. But like, there's misdemeanors and things that you just do on a daily basis, don't even realize it. So like, be cool. Just
know
be
what I mean?
Cool.
Just don't. You know what and what not to do. So that's all we're saying. Don't be like Rockstar.
Super cool part about that I think is very important about like branding and things of that nature that he mentioned was so Take-Two. So the company that they sold themselves to Take-Two. And Take-Two was already kind of established. They kind of had a thing, and Rockstar wasn't a thing yet. They were just gonna they made Grand Theft Auto and then they sold. So they were, all right, for the next one, like we need our own name. And he was like, for what? And he took Jamie King to a GameStop, like a local GameStop, and he walked in the store and was like, look at that EA game. You see that game, type of game. Like
the quality you're getting,
the graphical quality, he's like the care and the type of game, the age bracket, all of that. He's like, you gotta get one. He said, so when they see that, you know what you're getting. And I was like, that's just basic branding. Like, it's so important, like at every level to have that.
That makes sense. And that's something you don't even think of.
Like, because he's so involved in the work and doing the creative process that the business side was there for them. And I thought that was really cool that like they allowed themselves to get into that as opposed to, nah, this is our baby. Like, don't touch it. Like, nah, you got to do that. And when they did, they came up with Rockstar. Like, how dope was that? And the reasoning for Rockstar was just so dope.
Yes.
So dope.
One part that stood out to me in the interview that I like, it's kind of similar to your part, and it's after they became part of the Take-Two family. And this is something that we've touched on numerous times. We're like, oh, when bigger companies take up these smaller companies, what typically happens, like the crunch happens, like whatever was happening over there is no longer, things like that. And then we applaud companies like Tencent where they're like, yeah, you're ours, but go ahead, run your own run your own ship. Yeah. So with these guys, he kind of said it jokingly, but like, oh, when Take-Two comes around, like, what exactly do y'all do? Like, do they have any creative saying anything? He was a little funny. We was like, oh, we only allow the CEO on the floor, things like that.
Yeah.
But they went about it their way. They were like the smaller guy. I was like, no, yes, we're the smaller guy in the bigger picture, but we want to do it our way. We're the ones that deliver the blockbusters, right? So clearly we know what we're doing. Let us do it our way. And they've done it numerous times.
I thought that was really sick that they like made a stand about that. They were very firm. They're like, listen, let us do what we do. We'll jump through the hurdles to get whatever we need done for the legal stuff, but let us make the game that we want to make. It's going to be a blockbuster. Trust us. And they were like, bet, and let them do it. I think that was cool.
That should be the argument every time. And I'm pretty sure it probably is the argument every time, but not everybody's as nice as Take-Two, it seems. Or not everybody's as adamant as Rockstar is.
Well, they believed in the worlds that they were creating, the interaction with the crowds and the people, the cars, the buildings, the weapons. They like loved that concept. But once the PS2 came out and they could make it in 3D, that was it.
That's curious, man. How come more companies don't, like, you bought that company for a reason, right? Because you liked whatever they had going on with them. Why not continue to, like, who's didn't I think it was League of Legends. Was it League of Legends people that was moved around? I could be wrong about that. Maybe not League of Legends.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. And she started her own company.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Maybe you're on with.
No, I'm talking about how
Days Gone.
And they moved them over to.
Moved them over to some Naughty Dog stuff that they're like,
yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes,
we want to make Days Gone too. Like, this is our baby.
Yes, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, why move like you were interested in them because they put out a work, some project that you were that you really liked. Why not let them continue down that path? Why not be like, oh, you was really good on that. Now come work on this game that you have no heart into because you've not been there from the beginning versus your passion projects.
I can only speak to that from the music industry aspect. Is like back in the day, they would take chances on artists that they liked. Like if a music executive liked an artist, they take chances on them. They do like 2 or 3 albums.
Yeah.
And if by then it didn't hit, all right, fine. But now it's like you have to already have a following. It doesn't matter if the exec likes you. You don't have some sort of click, some sort of gimmick, some sort of something, some sort of following. It's so hard to break through. So hard now.
Dark says, why? Money.
Yeah,
I mean, but you bought them because you saw their project and you liked whatever they was working on. So don't you think like they should continue to work on their passion project? Like,
I think that's the view of the executive. The executive might look at you and say, I like what you're doing. Do it on my project.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
I like what you're doing. It's so groundbreaking. Go. Like, this is crazy. I'm throwing money at it. I mean, they probably threw money at them with Days Gone. Days Gone was not a banger for me. I thought it was so mid.
I've never touched it.
So mid. And now they were like, maybe they didn't like it. I don't know how it did on sales. I don't know how it did on reviews. Personally, it wasn't for me. I don't know. I know one person that loves that. 2 people that love that game. 2. That's it.
Yo, when you brought up music, the very first thing that I thought of was Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Because they're I don't even know before they were signed or their non-album version of their song.
Yeah. The demo tape version, the EP version of the music video.
The EP version of you know the name of the song?
It was their only giant banger too. I
Yeah,
think it
that's
was
the only.
Face Down or something like that.
Yeah, face
Face
down. It might
Down.
be
Yeah,
face
Yeah.
down in the dark.
yeah.
They had like this whole screaming section, but when you hit the album version,
The new
he's
version.
singing it,
Yep.
and I'm just like,
Music video
what?
changed, everything. Yeah. Yep.
What?
They turned it into an industry thing. They're like, all right, we know this sells, so we're doing this.
Screaming sells. Look at the
I mean,
used.
Yeah, I mean, they were one of the few exceptions for like giant commercial success at the time. Like
Yeah.
they had Ozzy behind them, you know? Like once they broke and the lead singer was on the Osbournes, like Burt McCracken was on the Osbournes and all, like he was on TV all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
that's an easy sell. But like
Yeah.
underground hardcore band makes this it at that time.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
Dude, I couldn't believe they changed
You know,
that
we were
part. I
like,
was
Trash.
I was so hurt. Like, oh, this is bad. What is this?
Yeah.
What is
I
this?
never listened to that band again, bro. Never.
Me either.
Yikes.
Me either.
Yeah, I think
haven't
that's
listened to
literally the
them
only
since.
song I have on my phone.
All you need.
Face
And the
down. I
original-
mean,
Yeah.
listen, get the EP version though. Don't get that singing.
whatever that is, don't get that.
Yeah. Don't get
You
that.
never know. You gotta be careful with them because they just be swapping the tracks on you.
They
Like,
they really will do that.
Ever
yeah.
So Sweet. You
Well,
remember
oh.
Ever So Sweet? But
Yeah.
the early November.
They
Well, there's
say
two versions.
There's
The-
two
the
versions,
acoustic
but I
version.
had the original, the one I grew up with. I want my version.
But that's
Mm.
not the album version.
Nah, see,
EP version that Ace did by himself for all of this, all the songs.
and that reminds me. I was about to say "Cute" was what we aim for, but that is not the name of the band. That the band that sings your song, you know it's yours. Mayday Parade. Mayday Parade. They turned their EP into an album, and some stuff changed on their album version, right? I don't know
They
because
only brought one song over, and that was the one you're thinking.
really,
Yeah, that's the only song. That's it.
isn't their album the same that have the same name as their EP
Nah.
with a different color?
Nah.
wrong band, my boy.
No, it's that band. There's two album colors.
So they have a 10-year anniversary of the EP that was released. The
Ah,
album is nah. The only song is the big hit, the first big hit.
I think it's the first song on the album actually as well.
It's the
It
second.
might even be the one on Rock Band.
Actually, it's the second song on the EP and the album. They did that. Maybe they did that intentionally.
Oh, it's the second song. Okay,
Yeah,
I knew it was near the top somewhere.
As we're coming off the terrible.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
album version of that blows the other one out the water to me. Blows it out.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, it's better.
You see, whenever I see that, I just look for the yeah, see, now can you see it's greenish. This isn't the one that I
see,
know.
That's the anniversary edition.
This is? Ah, okay.
Right on the screen.
Fam, it says it right there in the title.
Read, my brother.
Ah, I never noticed that. I was like, this isn't my Mayday Parade.
Yeah, they
I
like
specifically
rehashed
look
it
for the one that I know.
So my man's
make it
never paid
sound better.
attention to the two different
The original one is yellow with some color.
what is the name of that album? The AFI album. Sorrow. Something
Sing
something.
the sorrow.
Sing the
Sing
Sorrow.
the Sorrow. Yeah, you didn't notice that there were two different album covers for that, huh?
There's two
There's
different
two.
album covers.
One's
Hmm?
gray and one's red.
One's gray and one's red.
I think I have red on my phone. I don't think I've ever seen the gray one.
Yeah, one had an.
And I think I had like special
Yeah,
editions of
additional
songs. Yeah.
song that was different.
Hmm.
Something like that. But either way,
See?
That's-
I got
Yeah,
he's
I've
got
never seen the
that
white and black one. I've
Yep.
always seen the red one.
yeah, it's out there, man. Like, see, one is the deluxe edition. That's been around for a
Mhm.
while.
I have the deluxe edition.
Deluxe edition's been around for a long time.
Oh man,
They used to get the deluxe version of the CD that came
Yeah,
with the album.
Not
book.
I don't have to go into Strawberries or FYEs or Daddy's Junkie Music or any of them shops anymore.
Oh man, R.I.P. to Daddy's Junkie Music. That's where I bought my Baby Blue Ibanez. Or is it Ibanez? I'm pretty sure it's Ibanez.
I don't know how to pronounce half of them music company like Zildjian and all them other
My-
yo. It's crazy.
$100 or $120 Baby Blue Ibanez.
It's all about those orange amps. Those are cool.
Oh, Orange. I remember Orange. That's the brand, right?
Yeah, those are
Mm.
cool.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, man. This is the world we live in, man. Stuff gets repackaged and packaged and whatever.
Yeah, Rockstar. Stop. Listen. Did they?
Stop.
Yo, stop repackaging those. Yo.
Jamie King, he mentioned that in the interview. He's like, they're just printing money, right? He's like, I'm not there. He's like,
yeah. Again, he hasn't been there since about 06. And Grand Theft Auto 5 and GTA Online are quite literally printing money. Like, there's a reason they've been. Yeah. It's basically it's had MMO length on this thing now. If you think about it.
Real tough. It's about another 2 years.
Another 2 years, it'll be.
I actually saw a meme that was pretty funny. It was like a guy, one of the Rockstar people, but he was like an animal or something. But anyways, it was a Rockstar exec at a conference, and he was like, and now we're announcing Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PlayStation 6 or PlayStation 5, something. And then it was like, boo, what else you got? And then he started like sweating, and then it like panned down to his notes. And it was like Grand Theft Auto 5 on the fridge, Grand Theft Auto 5 on the toaster. He was like, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I got no other announcements.
Bro, they've done like big blockbusters. What have they done besides Red Dead 2 since then?
Since Red Dead 2? Yes, Rockstar?
Yeah. No, like since GTA 5, they've done Red Dead 2.
What?
So like GTA 6 better be crazy.
Rockstar 6 better be the release.
Oh, Dark said I've seen the same meme with Bethesda. I mean, they're doing. I feel like they're just like they're tagging each other. Like, yo, you gonna release it again? I bet your turn.
Hey, yeah. Hey, man. From a business standpoint, it's like put it out.
If it works, if it sells, I mean, look at Square. Selling people Final Fantasy games over and over and over again.
Here we go with this.
Over and over again.
We're gonna have an episode with them. We're gonna.
I guess you can buy the same game. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you change a little something, or even make it the same a little something, but a little bit different, and sell it, and people buy it.
I'll say this for Rockstar is my last point on Rockstar.
Yeah, I have one more too.
They chose the name was nuts. Like one of the co-founders was like really deep into like 70s, 80s rock
music.
But then it was like a double entendre. It was that, but also they wanted to let the world know that gaming is cool. Like it's not just for like like small children, or they're like gaming is for everyone. And it can be cool. We can tell stories. It's the best interactive medium, period. It's the best medium, period. Like, it's better than movies, better than music, and we're going to show you why. And I thought that was cool. I really thought that was dope.
And they put out some banging stuff.
They really did.
If you notice, more recent, we've been getting more. Well, no, not really. We haven't been getting any leaks about GTA 6, except all these rumors and conjectures, even if there is anything to leak. And that's one thing he alluded to. Mm-hmm. He said it's a good feeling to have, quote, FBI, CIA levels of cybersecurity. Obviously, you don't ever really want to go into details as to what systems you have in place to safeguard from threats. But he did mention some activities that he did. Like he would take like the literal masters that he would have to deliver to Sony. He would drive to the airport himself to deliver it, to get reprinted and things like that. So if at any point he would know, like, when the hell did this information get out? I'm the one that had it. So he knows what point it should have been. And he said in a couple hours, he could find out who did what, where, and how.
Yeah, that was dope. When he was like, I took it personally to the courier myself. I picked the courier, handpicked, drove it there, all of that. So he's like, whenever something was loose, we'd show up to the door. Yo, get rid of it. It needs to go. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And he was good on him for being away from a company for 15 years and still not giving any like inkling to anything that they use to protect that stuff. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's agreements where he can't say certain things, but I'm sure he could at least allude to certain stuff.
He can spill some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That was dope.
One thing's, you just reminded me of another one actually. And I don't know if this was a slip, whether this is factual, because who knows how much intel he has in Rockstar. He is a freaking co-founder, by the way.
I'm saying, like,
He said they're using the same engine as when he was there 15 years ago.
I mean, so is Skyrim.
I mean, but
So they just now changing,
and they're updating it, right? It's
but
the same one,
Skyrim
right?
was released in 11. Let's say it had a 4-year.
I mean, but Skyrim was using the same one as Oblivion.
Oblivion was released in 2006,
and then it was the same as the one before that one.
Was it? I think Morrowind is different.
No, Morrowind is different.
Yeah,
Oblivion. It's the same, but they updated it.
Yeah,
better.
it's the same, like I guess same structurally, but just upgraded version a little bit.
When did
The
GTA?
code for GTA 3 was a mess. He was like, it was a mess. It was just
GTA 3 was released in 01.
Yeah,
using the same engine since 2000. Bethesda sure the hell ain't.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I was really interested that they were fixing the hell out of it. I thought that was interesting to let that be known. Like, you usually don't want to like tell anyone like what you're using, but they're using 20-year-old tech. Like, how?
I mean, the one that we know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we know that Bethesda, it's public knowledge. Like, we know that about Bethesda, it's public knowledge. Like, everybody knows they've been using the same joint for,
like people like, I know me, I usually always check that, especially a game I'm into. Oh, this is hot. What did they use? I need to, like, I get very deep into that type of stuff. So I'm like, me, I need to know that. And I think that that's actually fire, that they made something that could last that long. Because when you look at 3 and then you look at San Andreas, there's subtle differences. Then when you go from San Andreas to 4, it's massive differences. From 4 to 5, crazy. And for them to still be operating from the same engine, but just building on it, that's dope. They built that thing from the ground up. That's cool.
Also, San Andreas had like RPG elements. I just want to say that. You can go work out, or you can just go get some burgers.
You can just get 16 number 7.
GTA. Hear me out. A GTA RPG. Think about it.
You mean Yakuza?
Yeah.
Yakuza?
Yikes.
Like a dragon?
That's great. Yeah, pretty much.
A little more freedom, and we
there. Yeah, they don't have no freedom. This is
freedom, and we there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be dope. I would love it, honestly.
That's a play.
I would love it.
Rockstar Sega partnership. Let's go.
I feel like I just feel like Yakuza Like a Dragon kind of opened the doorway for a turn-based Grand Theft Auto game. If Rockstar is listening, wherever the mole is, I know we got one.
Wherever the mole is.
Yeah, and you can use guns because they did it in Yakuza and it's lit.
There you go. You can use guns.
Yeah.
I mean, they use guns in RPGs. It don't really make sense.
Persona, like that.
I mean, you use swords
even
and people get
then.
slashed and gashed and
slash and gash.
Yeah, slash and gashes. Listen, we have games where characters walking around without mandibles. Like, this violence in video games, man. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, if you're into like horror games, survival games, there's a game out there called Wronged Us. Watch the trailer.
Wronged.
Wronged? Like they wronged us. They did us dirty.
Yes.
Wronged us. Oh man, dude, I've interest in that game.
I have very high interest in that game.
Like open world, but it's like a survival horror game at the same time. That's cool to me. That's very cool to me. But
yeah. It is an open world survival horror game.
Are you gonna play it?
Say again? No,
I thought you were gonna play it. But
I don't have one.
Just watch the trailer, man. The man with the mandible.
He's missing his whole bottom
That's how
joint.
The video opens. It's amazing. Look, this.
He's just missing his whole bottom mouth.
You just
his
see
whole
John right here.
Yeah,
doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have interest in it, and it also reminded me of literally the only game that I'm watching on Steam. Well, I guess wishlist. The day before.
Yeah.
It's the only game on my wish list.
Do I have it on my wish list?
That's a good one. That thing looks fun.
The day before?
It's like co-op Last of Us. It looks dope.
Yeah. I'm into it. I'm into those types, man. I'm into those types. Super into them. But I did want to read a comment from Aged Elite. Aged Elite says, but Legend of Dragoon, Chrono Cross, possible for Chrono Trigger if Chrono Cross does well. It opens doors, by seeing what interests are out there in remasters, remakes. Upscaling a game to test the market doesn't cost as much as new IPs. I'm so here's my thing, right? I huh?
No, go ahead.
Nobody.
Father said something.
We just
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
My bad. My bad.
I'm of the opinion that I'd rather a remake over a remaster. I just feel like I don't care for remasters. Just because like it's kind of just like a prettier skin on top of it. Like and nowadays, like a lot of you can buy it legally. You can legally. I know one of KJ. I've seen him spend his money and bought a upscaler for his PlayStation, GameCube. I think it works with all. It's called retro. Oh no, I don't think he has a retro tank, but there is one called the retro tank. There's a bunch of upscalers out there, so you can do this on hardware. And you can do this as for an emulator. Like, you could just upscale. If me and Reese looked at it side by side, well, I took a picture side by side of me playing Final Fantasy IX with an upscaler and him playing it OG, and it was night and day. Night and day. It was almost hard to look at.
I
But like
was streaming the game at the time.
yeah.
And I could not look at the game. I had to upscale it from that point on. It was crazy.
Yeah,
and
night and day. That was crazy when I saw that.
yeah, so I'm just like, I don't care for remasters. I really don't. Remakes, I'm all about. I'm all for.
Like, even without that, like, I don't care for remakes. I mean, for remasters that much either. Like, it would have to be, like, for me, it has to be an old game, like super old, that like I just like, oh, I forgot about it. And all right, we're gonna do a remaster, and they'll charge you up the wazoo for it. Like these pixel remasters, bro. That's crazy.
So Trials of Mana, basically.
Yeah,
Trials of Mana got remade.
Trials of Mana got remade. Well, okay, yeah, it got remade.
Remade, like
yeah.
Instead of the top-down RPA, now it's action RPG or whatever.
It's
now
an ARPG.
And
A 3D ARPG.
Like with a shoulder view, your character's a full body sprite, you run around. Like, give me those types of remakes.
Champ of Chaos asks, so you want them to remake Chrono Cross like they did with Final Fantasy VII? Oh, dude, I would love that. Chrono Cross.
That would slap.
But here's the thing, though. Here's what you have to take into consideration. First, I want to say Kiwi Song, thank you for coming in. Kiwi says, I would take a week off of work if Chrono Trigger Remake came out.
Straight up.
But here's the thing.
Follow too, Kiwi. Thank you.
Here's the thing that I think that we need to take into consideration when it comes to the remake thing, right? So Final Fantasy VII Remake, or no, the OG Final Fantasy VII, its battle system was pretty traditional. There was nothing special about it. You had attack, you had magic, you had item. What went into that was the behind the scenes kind of, I guess, was when you was messing around with your materia, but that's in the menus. That's not necessarily anything to do with the battle system itself. Where Chrono Cross, it's different. It's based on stamina. And it's funny because I'm watching J Negative Gaming play currently. Like, that's his game that he's currently streaming.
Like now.
He's not using it to its fullest extent. Like, it's based on stamina. So it is a turn. It's not even turn based. You can attack X amount of times in a turn based on how much stamina you have, but you don't have to finish out that entire turn. You could attack once, twice if you want, and then move on to the next character and keep chaining your attacks. As long as your characters are faster. Well, it's going to go by speed. Yep. So if the next character has like a greater speed value, then the enemy will attack. They'll cut in between your attack. So sometimes you can't get greedy. You have to like be strategic with it. Like, all right, I attacked twice with him. I attacked one time with him. Let me use a spell now because it's still my turn now, and I'm not going to get cut off. But like, so anyways, the point of that was, I don't know how they could translate this battle system, because also it uses these elements where you can only use them one time. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's possible. I just don't know how to translate the Chrono Cross battle system into like an ARPG Final Fantasy VII Remake type battle system.
I mean, you could do it where you do like the abilities have to be done at the end of certain, or in certain combos, in certain things, like in Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. Like, you can only put certain abilities at on the third move, like square, 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 triangle.
Yeah, but
So you do that, and you incorporate. You can only use those abilities if you had the amount of stamina that you need. You can build the
but
stamina a couple of ways. You could build it by doing damage or taking damage.
right. So Champ says
Yeah.
Jay doesn't want backseating, or I'd break down the whole system for him. Oh, I'd love to, Champ, but we have to bite our tongue. We have to bite our tongue. It hurts.
It hurts.
I can't wait to see him like get into the real meat of because once you get into it and like you start strategizing, like I didn't really die in that game. Just because like, oh, it's so good, it's so fun, but I wish they made the battles a little bit more difficult. But anyways, I was saying B is that in OG Chrono Cross, it goes so whenever you attack, you also get a block level, and it goes up like as you know the later you get into the game, it goes up to level 8. And that's how you can use a spell. Like if I attacked, I think forget exactly how it works, but I think if I attack you 4 times, it'll go up to block level 4. So then I could use a spell as high as level 4. So like how would you translate that into an ARPG? You know, because there's level 8 spells, level 7, and all the way down. And
I mean,
I
you would
know.
just to do it like where you would have to do a certain amount of damage or a certain amount of hits or a certain amount of whatever until you get that block to
Until
use
you
ability.
unlock it. Yeah.
So like maybe you like if you mash square, like so let's say this is just for the conversation, you attach a level 6 ability called Fire Dance. I don't know. And you don't and you haven't built to that block yet. So when you see the prompt for Fire Dance, it's grayed out. You can't do it. You know what I mean?
Can't do it yet. Yeah.
Until you either do enough damage or whatever the stipulation will be. There's definitely a way. I can just see it in my brain. There's definitely a way.
I've been visualizing this entire time. There's so many ways you could do this.
I'm curious because there's also the stamina. Does that mean we omit the stamina aspect as well?
No, not at all.
You don't have to. You don't have to. I don't think you would have to at all.
I have the whole UI element. All of that is like happening.
You just running it in your mind?
Yeah, that's why I've been quiet. I've been like thinking it out. Like,
what do you think?
No, what do you think? Well, B was explaining, and like a lot of the systems that he explained is that, but I would just visualize it differently. Like,
what you got?
like how you would access it. Like, you know how. I don't know if y'all use the class in Strangers of Paradise, but with the right stick is how you decide what spell you're going to execute at that time. You just segment the right stick into the 8 quadrants, be like, oh, I know I can flick. You just flick it in a direction, be like, oh, cast that spell off, and things like that.
Oh, so right will be because each
like a clock, let's say.
Yeah, well, it's just that each block, everybody's block set is different. But let's just say, for argument's sake, it goes 1, 2, and 3. So block level 1, there's only 1 element. Block level 2, there's 2 elements, so on and so. But it goes all the way up to 8. So what you have to in your system, you would have to like, I guess you just have to be quick on your toes and know exactly which element that you want to use and hurry up and go there. And
that's what I want. I want my action RPG as fast as Hades, but I can still slow down for menus.
They do have the 7R did slow down. That's true. That is true. 7R did slow down.
You can just stop, slow mo, hit the menu up. Oh, I love that.
That is true. They could do it. You know what? Wait. Now that I think about it, like they could even, they could incorporate the stamina bar. And
Paradise, there's a stamina bar, right? You can only do a certain amount of. No. But like a Dark Souls game. There's a stamina bar.
Dark Souls is
play around with a stamina bar.
In Dark Souls?
Is there a stamina bar in Strangers of Paradise?
I don't remember.
You have the block bar. There's the block bar, your health bar, and the MP bar. I think that's it.
So you can just like go nuts with your normal swings, right? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
You could attack crazy, but to the very least, I would love to see Chrono Cross at least in 7R graphics, or the new up and coming Final Fantasy 16, the latest graphics, the 4K ray tracing. I would love to see Chrono Cross in that light.
Even if they didn't, if they turned it into something that looks like Yakuza, like something like crazy modern like that. like
Yeah.
that, like and that, and still kept the turn based and kept the battle system, and maybe they add some subtle nuances to it. But yeah, like you could do it a couple ways rather than just remaster the old game and give it a little, and like stick some Botox in it and then just put it out. I don't want
Yeah,
that.
I don't care for remasters, man.
I never have.
Champ says, Champ of Chaos says, but imagine Breath of Fire 3 or 4 play as Ryu in an action RPG transforming in the middle of battle. Champ, I've not played either. I've never played any Breath of Fire.
That would be dope,
So
though. Just hearing that is
That
fire.
sounds-
I don't know
cool.
the
Run it.
characters, but
Yeah,
just
it does sound cool.
for that, yo. For
The
that.
fact that there's just different sections of Square, because I know.
Shout out Platinum Games. But go ahead.
What did you say? Shout out to who?
Shout out Platinum Games, bro.
Platinum Games, yeah.
Mhm.
So I know there's different sections. So it's like, because people would rather no remakes or remasters and just all new IPs. And I'm with you. I hear you 100%. But the fact that there is like its own section, it has its own section, like that work on these games, and it doesn't stop other games from being worked on. I'm for remakes. I'm all for it. Especially the older ones like Final Fantasy VI, even Chrono Cross. There was no voice acting in Chrono Cross, and Chrono Cross, along with Dragon Quest, is a game of multiple nationalities. They try to write out different accents in the game, so to give them real voice acting and to be able to move and do what they actually wanted to see, that would be, I would love that.
Like that's one of the giant reasons why I loved 7R so much, is that imagination that I had as a kid, like
Come to life.
animating those characters in my brain to see them come to life for real like that, and not have to just stand on one side and wait. Like I love my turn-based stuff. Like I'm playing Ruined King right now. I'm going nuts in it, but
Fam,
give me
they
action
don't
stuff,
face
too.
each other in battle. Like, yo, I hate you. Yo, I'm waiting. Like, come on.
Yeah, man.
Like in Final Fantasy VI lovers, imagine seeing Kefka's real laugh and not just the whatever. I mean, that sound effect is iconic now. But yeah, the whoop, whoop, whoop.
Mhm.
That sound effect is iconic. But imagine actually hearing Kefka's real laugh.
Fully voiced out by some superstar voice actor. That would be lit.
But
Yeah.
That's like Joker level though. Like,
And you can't be like, oh, nah, it's bad because it doesn't sound like you don't got no voice. There is no voice.
yeah, your voice was birthed on a soundboard, my guy. Like,
Don't got a voice.
Kiwi say, what do you mean? That is his real laugh.
if they did voice acting, they would just keep that sound effect.
Yo, I
They
would
might.
cry laughing.
They
That would
might.
actually be funny if whenever he laughed, it was just whoa, 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 whoa. Yo.
Oh yeah, Dark does bring up a good point. There is Dissidia.
They did this. He's in Dissidia.
Yeah, there's several of
If
those.
Kefka
Yep.
is not in a Dissidia game, throw it away.
I know
Pretty sure he's
Celeste is
probably
in
in
one
all
of
of them.
them.
He's probably in all of them, yeah.
Right, oh.
I know he's in one of them. I know Celeste is in one of them.
I say all of them as if I know how many there are. There's probably like 4 of them things by now.
I think there's only 2 Dissidia. Well, aside from Opera Omnia, I think there's only Dissidia 1 and 2. I think.
So PSP and NT.
And NT, yeah. I think those are the only
Wasn't there a
2.
PS3 one though, or
Is
PS4
it
one?
PS4.
Is it
PS4,
PS4? Isn't that NT?
That's NT.
Oh, okay.
And according to Dark, Celeste is not.
Boom.
Celeste is not. I could have sworn
Three,
I
the
saw.
fighting game.
There's 3
3. There's 3.
Dissidias.
Okay.
Today
And
I
then-
learned.
There's three.
Oh, there's 2 on
PSP.
And then NT. Okay, cool. So we weren't
There
that
you go.
far off.
Was that second one
Yeah.
on PSP good? I'm curious.
Oh,
That-
now you done
I
spiked
don't.
the interest.
I honestly don't remember there being a second one. It's
Were
crazy.
they well received?
The first one?
Dissidia games?
The first was.
I remember playing one of them very
wait.
briefly and using Zidane. And isn't it like a rail fighter? Like aren't you like on some rails or something like that?
I didn't
Or
know
am
that 12 counted as a different game.
Huh. I don't know.
Huh.
I played
Yeah,
the
there
video
are-
a couple times on the PSP at our local card shop.
Yep.
Was it-
That's where I did.
I feel like one was like on rails, like you was riding on rails or something. I don't know. or maybe that was a CG
What?
scene.
No, you like fighting in the air. Just
Like fighting in the
you
air.
you doing
So neither one of the games have anything to do with riding on some rails like Sonic Riders.
If NT does, it's beyond me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know I definitely didn't play NT. It had to be one of the PS2.
The
PSP had
mm-hmm.
some rails that you could use to travel. Okay, yeah, I knew it. I remember some rails.
You have a better memory than me. Oh,
but it wasn't on. Well, I remember riding some dude. Listen, I get like these little like
little glimpses,
images of memory something. I'm like, this is all I remember. This is all I got for you. That's it. But we brought all of this up, the Chrono Cross stuff up, because rumors have been shaken. The trees have been shaken, and people saying Chrono Cross is coming back for. Okay, it said Chrono Cross is coming back for a remake, but the guy giving the information on it is saying it's a remaster. But the person, there's a musician or folk singer saying that it was a remake that she was working on. So what's happening here?
No, you know what's happened? What's happening is what happened to us, where we had to have that whole remake remaster discussion. They got confused. I feel like they're confusing the words.
And somebody got confused and said the wrong one, so we don't know which one.
We don't know which one exactly.
It's the kindergarten game where the teacher whispers into one of the kids' ear. They're sitting in the circle.
Oh, and it becomes something different.
It becomes that's what I think.
See what it is at the end. Yeah.
So, but here's the thing: who are you more inclined to believe? I think it might be a remaster, only because the singer, I can't say her name. Is it Ava? Man, I don't know.
Ava. I was just saying Ava. Her actual artist name.
Oh, Ava. Okay, yeah. Her artist. Okay, her artist name is Ava. And she was working with somebody named Michael McGlynn, and she said Michael got in touch and said, "Listen, we're writing music for a remake of a PlayStation game, and he does that a lot. He's done a lot of writing for different games that are very well known, but I'm actually not a gamer myself."
Yeah.
So with that being said, with her saying I'm not really a gamer, and then the Xbox era co-founder Nick Baker saying this is a remaster, I'm more inclined, even if this is all just like not confirmed by nothing, I'm more inclined to believe Nick Baker just because he's actually in the video game realm.
Exactly. He's more hands-on with it. And it's like, when I read this, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
I have my hope up, right? I'll still keep some hope in that. I'll keep like 2 eggs in that basket that it'll be a remake, but the other 98 are.
And honestly,
it's a remaster.
You dare remake Chrono Cross before you remake Chrono Trigger? Yes, Chrono Cross may have been the more superior game, but Chrono Trigger is the more loved game.
I don't even know if Chrono Cross. I get. Well, okay. In my opinion, Chrono Cross is the far superior game in every aspect. But Chrono Trigger, you're 100% right. 100%. Like Chrono Trigger is way more loved.
Like how many times has it been re-released?
Yeah. I didn't know it came out. I think for like DS or something like that.
I actually owned it because that was going to be the time that I beat the game, and I still didn't do it.
The one I had was for PlayStation, that PlayStation Duo Pack, whatever. It was Chrono Trigger and some other game. But yeah, Chrono Trigger is way more loved. Chrono Cross, I love in every aspect better. There's some things that Chrono Trigger did better than Cross, like the techniques. The technique system in Chrono Trigger was way better than the one in Chrono Cross. It was like barely any.
The tech system,
the Chrono Cross tech system was pretty bad.
That's the thing that like threw me off when I first played Cross. It was just so different. It was so playing Trigger or anything else at that point at that time.
Yeah.
Well,
my first reaction is still on the Instagram. I was wilding out. There was combos in it. And then when I figured out you can like switch off, oh my goodness. Oh, it's so I love that battle system, y'all. For a traditionally untraditional battle system, that joint it's so good. It's so good. And the strats. the strats. Champ said it earlier. Like the game can be easy if you strat. Like if you use the battle system to your advantage. Oh man.
Yeah, so they
So
probably
good.
was like, what's the need? Just combo out this way. Use the whole team. Because you got to set up the text kind of. You had to have certain people in the party. They had to have certain abilities. Whereas here,
exactly.
fam, just swap at will.
Yeah, Trigger. Trigger. There was a lot less characters. That's another thing that a lot of people didn't like too, is that you had to beat the game 3 times to get all the characters.
Cross.
Chrono Cross, yeah.
Oh,
I said Trigger.
No, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, okay, yeah, Chrono Cross. You have to. There's over 40 characters in the game, and you have to beat it 3 times to get all the characters and the character stories.
I don't even need all them characters.
You know what I mean? They're good, but they're not like fully fleshed. They're not like epic stories or anything like that. They're just like good stories or whatever.
You only had 700 megabytes to work with. How many damn stories you trying to tell me? Like family.
I mean, hey, listen, Soaking, you got over 100. So
too many.
But were they? Yeah, you had 106 however many it was, but did they all have individuality, or did they all just have lore pages?
I have no idea. I've never played Soaking.
Okay. Yeah, if they had like lore pages, whatever, you can throw in 1,000. But if it like in Cross, they have like their own individual script lines and things like that, then yeah, that has more investment.
Yeah, but yeah, Chrono Cross all around is an amazing game. I would love to see it remade.
Is there a game that is not a JRPG that you would like to see remade?
Not a JRPG.
Not a JRPG.
If I say anything, I'm gonna hear Mad Legend of Dragoons, and we heard those.
We have had that conversation numerous times. You are right.
I would love to see Drakengard come back.
Okay.
And remade.
I like that.
What about you, B?
Well, because we're on the Rockstar kick, I like to see the Bully remade. Not gonna hold you.
Bully?
I like to see the Bully remade.
I could get behind that because
they brought back the Warriors. Listen,
yikes.
The Warriors.
He mentioned Jamie King actually did mention the Warriors in the interview. He was like, "Oh yeah, when they first joined, it was like, yo, we feel like doing this. They went and got the rights. Oh, we went and do that. They went and got the rights." I was like, "Fam, that's how you do it. Make games in a year, get what you need, be out." I thought that was really cool.
Stukage would like to see the Street games remade. That would be amazing.
Ooh, NFL, NBA Street, the Blitz games, things like that. Kiwi Song says
Pokemon Puzzle League. I've never heard of that. Never heard of Pokemon Puzzle League. Dude,
they're handheld, so I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Final Fantasy games. There's some people say like some of the Chocobo games are some of the best games, some of the best Final Fantasy games. I don't know what like Chocobo Racing. Another one like the Pokemon. What is it called? Dungeon Hunter or Pokemon Dungeon Master or something? Mystery Dungeon. Some people love that. I don't know anything about those games.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking.
What would you like to see?
I'm still thinking. Be cool.
Another one.
No. You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny? A game that I actually would want to have remastered actually did. ActRaiser.
Oh yeah, you got that. So something else.
I'm trying to think.
I got another one.
They need to bring back. Since they don't want to make a new one, remake an old F-Zero.
Remake Armored Core.
F-Zero.
Remake F-Zero.
I'm getting my fix from Horizon. I'm getting my realism from Horizon and GT7 when it comes out. So let me get some unrealism.
Dark says, bring back Croc.
Croc, one of the first PlayStation games I played. That is fun.
You know what? Blix needs to be remade, man. Let's bring back Blix.
I don't even remember.
Blinks. Yeah, Blinks. Yeah, BLINX. Blink.
Yeah, it's that cat. You'll recognize it as soon as you see it.
No, but a game that I actually would like to see remade, even though I don't even like the game, is that Ico sequel. What's the name of that game? Shadow of Colossus.
Oh, to see like a remake because it's been
remake.
It's been remastered 200 times. That would look amazing.
It'd look beautiful. It would look beautiful.
Just holding your sword up real quick. You see in the glint, and it doesn't look like
light.
It doesn't look like faded paper.
Faded paper.
Yo, fam,
Oh,
it was bad.
Even so they did the remaster for that, and it cleaned it up a lot. But even the third game in the series, The Last Guardian, it came out on PS4, but you can tell that that's an early PS3 game. Like that's when they started developing early in the PS3 era, and the Japan studio went through all this turmoil. They're not even a studio anymore. Got absolved to go do other stuff. This is what you're talking about.
Apparently, Homez says that game got remade 3 years ago, like a legit remake.
Oh, remake?
It probably did.
Probably what they did with Demon Souls. It's a 1-for-1, you know?
A 1-for. Oh, I don't mind 1-for-1. 1-for-1 still counts for me. Honestly, Final Fantasy VII is the outlier. I don't know any other remake that did what 7R did.
I don't even know many remakes, period.
I don't think.
How many remakes have there?
How many remakes are there?
Like, how many remakes have you guys even seen or played besides 7R and Demon Souls?
Tony Hawk,
Trials of Mana,
and Trials of Mana. And
I'm trying to.
What's that other one? Chain of
Tony
Memories.
Yeah, that was so good.
Chain of Memories.
Yeah. Chain of Memories came out for PS2.
That's a remake. That's completely different. They did something different with that.
Well, they made it 3D. It wasn't 2D anymore. It's the same game though. It still plays the exact same. They didn't change anything. That's all I can think of the top of my head.
Yeah.
Apparently this game right here. Huh?
That's less than 10 that we can think of just right there.
Just from between us
but
three.
I mean, out of those 10, only 7R is the one that's different. That's not a 1-for-1.
No. I'm just saying that the space is so small that give me more of the 7R stuff going forward.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Of the non-1-to-1 remakes.
Yeah. But a game like Demon Souls is difficult. It just came out on PS3. It's such a
that was a weird choice.
You guys know from the beginning I was not a fan. Not a fan of that. I mean, I was hyped because I loved Demon Souls and like to see it change from like it was a complete rework from the ground up. Like everything was changed and updated. But I wouldn't be upset if they didn't do that, you know? Like I was hyped that they did do it because I'm a Demon Souls fan, but I wouldn't care if they didn't do it.
Yeah, if it didn't exist, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
Dead Space is
that is silly.
Yeah, Dead Space is another one. They both came out on PS3, Reese. So like it's the same. It's basically the same concept.
Silly.
I don't know. I feel like PS2 and back is okay. Rarely PS1 and back, but like I guess PS2 can get by.
Like some PS2 stuff is just dated and it just looked horrible and it plays bad. And the control schemes aren't great because they didn't switch to the top buttons yet and all that stuff. So
I think isn't Killzone 2, Killzone 1 like that?
Killzone, you use the top buttons. Yep.
Killzone 1, you use top buttons?
Killzone 1.
Okay.
Killzone 1. That's a PS2 game.
That's the only Killzone I beat.
I didn't beat any of those.
Did you play them?
Man.
I did. I played the first one with y'all a little bit.
First, you said VR?
The first one with y'all for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I was about to say VR Killzone.
Oh, trying to put a Hellgas mask on real quick?
Hey, listen, yo, they be lying.
We need support.
Yo,
There's
it's
already
just
like
me.
10 of them.
One of you, they be talking about we need support.
It's one of me and like 10 of y'all. We need support.
Grenade. You never see which one. Yo, it's
reloading.
Grenade. I hear you, like, fam.
That game was great.
And then the other ones came out.
And I didn't really play. I don't know what happened.
2 was still hot.
No, 2 was the last.
You know what? You know what it was? They took away my shotgun bullet, and I was like, I ain't playing this game.
Yikes!
I'm not playing this game. I'm not ISA. What's going on here? I want my shotgun bullet. Now I really don't know what happened. That's the one thing that stands out to me. No shotgun bullet.
First one was dope. 2 was dope. The PSP one is probably one of the best ones. It's like a top down. It was almost like Kill Switch. It was that one was fire. And then the one that came out for the PS4, I think it was the Resurrection one or whatever.
Have you heard of it?
Mid.
Bad game.
Just mid.
We interviewed the dude that worked on 2.
Yeah.
And he got his own. Oh, Rookie.
Rookie.
Rookie. Yeah. Yeah.
Good
But
stuff.
in any case, all right, you got it, Reese. You got it.
What?
There's one of my favorite companies. My favorite fighting. Yo, when I was one of my favorite fighting game companies. I forgot their name.
Arc Systems.
I wanted to say Atlas so bad. I wanted to say Atlas.
Okay.
I just said Atlas.
And I just
did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got why you react. I'm like, why is he saying that? I just got it. I was be cool.
But
yes, Arc Systems.
Yes, Arc System, one of my favorite fighting game companies. I'm so worried. They created Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, and they're also the publishers. Did they dev DBFZ?
DBZ? They helped. I'm pretty sure they devved that game. I'm like 90%.
Yeah, I know they published it, but in any case, they got a new fighter game coming out.
Bandai Namco published it, not Arc Systems. That's a Bandai Namco game.
Oh, so Arc Systems devved it then, or they must have helped. Yeah,
yeah, they devved it.
Yep. Yeah, I knew they had something to do with it.
I was gonna say they definitely had to dev it. It's their game. You can tell the way it plays.
Yep. And what is it called? Dungeons. Hold on, let me get what is the whole name?
Give me the whole name.
Dungeon and Fighter Duel.
Yeah.
Dungeon and Fighter Duel. Okay, gotta say, name is trash. I'm sorry. I love y'all. But I think the name is really stupid. And they could have came up with something a little bit more. DNF Duel, I guess. Yeah,
that's what I put DNF
Duel. Is way better.
DNF Duel is like, it's on the title screen. It says DNF Duel. Like, all right.
Yeah, DNF Duel is way better because Dungeon and Fighter Duel is just I'm not into
horrible
that.
Name.
DNF Duel sounds like I'm getting into something cool. Dungeon and Fighter, like wait.
Dungeon and Fighter Duel.
Are we dungeon crawling? Are we going to a dungeon specifically to fight? Like what? Like what's going on?
Not into it. What
name's trash.
Yeah,
but
the name's trash. However, it doesn't look trash.
The gameplay is part of the course for them right now.
Yeah, I mean, they got a guy that looks like Soul.
Typical.
Yep. It's another 2.5D fighter.
Yeah.
These are the games that are keeping this genre alive right now. These 2.5D. Street Fighter 5 is a 2.5D. Guilty Gear Strive is 2.5D.
They got Brandon Heat.
Like literally, like this is what's keeping this genre. Like the camera angles when they're landing big combos or grabs, or their supers. Like they give you that fan service. They give you that anime fan service. You know, it's. Good.
I was just about to say, it looks like their specials are actually animated, and not.
Animated,
yeah, they're fully animated. It's not the characters doing things. It's not CGI or CG. It's it's fully animated. That was pretty cool actually.
Yeah.
You land, like once you land the ability, it goes into the
0.5
anime cutscene.
Yeah, it's
boom.
It's a cutscene.
Kind of crazy. But yeah,
and they also have Brandon Heat. I was just about to say that again because they got Brandon Heat.
Oh my goodness! Is that the equivalent in GG?
What?
No. Brandon Heat is a character from an anime called Gungrave.
Oh, Gungrave.
GG.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right, Reese. I'm so sorry.
Oh wow. Well, okay. GG is Guilty Gear, and
it could stand for both.
Also,
be cool.
GG is a good game, bro.
GG has universal.
GG is also a good game.
Oh god. Every fighter 2.5D besides. Okay. Well, no. Some fighters are only 2D. Like they're just 2D models across a 2D plane, and they just fight
strictly left to right.
Strictly left to right. And
but when you can start doing this, like shifting and all that,
right?
Yeah,
models on a 2D plane.
2.5D is really popular right now, and also JRPGs. It's in the new. It's in Pokemon. It's Bravely Default, and is it Brave Default?
Yeah,
No,
it's definitely Baby Default.
it's Brave Default. Okay, but also the Dragon Quest 3 remake. It's also in that as and Euden Chronicles. That's another one that has it as well.
Yeah, the battle system for wow, Ruin King, League of Legends is 2.5.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It's 2D, and then when they do their special abilities, it zooms in, and they're able to.
All this 2.5D talk is really making me miss my 3DS. Like back in the beginning when it was like the craze, we were like, oh, let me just slide. I actually have it nearby or somewhere, but just slide it up a little bit so I can get that little 3D feel when I'm playing the little dinky fighting games on it. Oh man, it was great.
It's kind of these companies' way of keeping like the older style look alive.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping 2D alive, basically, just making. All right, we ain't gonna give y'all 3D. We give you half of it, though. We'll give you half. 2.5.
Half of it.
I love a lot of 2D stuff, so I'm so glad that
not everything has to be wildly graphically have wild graphical fidelity. Like it doesn't have to look like 8K all the time.
Yo, that's some people's complaints. That companies these days are too focused or over focused on the graphics more than a lot of other aspects of the game. Namely Final Fantasy.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Yikes!
That game, at first glance, it looks cool. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Then you notice this foot's not on the ground. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That
So they're too focused on graphics and not on a lot of other things. Like most notably is Final Fantasy 15. For me, was that game looked amazing. It even played amazing. But one thing that Final Fantasy typically has, in my opinion, are great stories, pretty good stories. And now I don't know all of Final Fantasy 15 story. I didn't even get to the part where he gets old. Spoiler alert. I did that backwards. Might be. But I didn't get to that part. But I know that game's story is like 15, 20 hours long or something like that. Like the shortest Final Fantasy game.
One of them, yeah.
It's probably the shortest, like main story. It's gotta be.
Yeah, it might be. I think that might be the
30 hours, 20 hours. Something. I beat it in 32 hours, and I did a couple of side quests things.
Okay, I thought it was like somewhere around like the 20-hour range.
I mean, I did some side quests. It might be. If
you just beeline MSQ.
All right. Yeah. So from this Game Rant article from June of this year, they broke down from 1 to 15. I'm just going to look for the longest. The longest one I see on this list is Final Fantasy. I'm obviously excluding 14. Final Fantasy 12 at 61 hours for main, 160 for completionist.
61. You know what's crazy? I got over 40 hours in that game, and I thought I was at the end. I still got 20 more to go.
No, yeah,
that's wild.
No, Final Fantasy 12 is a wild long game.
Oh, I do not want to be. Okay, whatever.
Which Final Fantasy were we talking about?
15.
I'm seeing 28 hours.
28 hours and 94 for completionist.
Yeah.
And where is that on? Wait, is it in order?
No. In order, it
doesn't have to be in order. It's fine, but it's a 28-hour game.
The fourth least.
So what's the shortest?
So there's two tied for 28, which is 15 and 3. Second shortest is Final Fantasy 2 at 25, and Final Fantasy 4 at 23.
Ah, okay. So I mean, it's right there with Super Nintendo games.
It's tied for the.
I'm sorry, the original Final Fantasy 17 and a half, but that's a NES game from the mid 1980s. But yeah.
Final Fantasy 1 or Final Fantasy Legends?
Final Fantasy.
Or Final Fantasy 1. Okay.
But
yeah, it's basically storied. It falls along with the SNES era game. So it's the shortest. It's the shortest. And of next gen.
I mean, there's still a lot of game here if you're that
There is a lot of game.
Yeah.
Look, 28 hours. Yeah. 100 hours for completion. That's still a amount of game.
Oh yeah, completion. But I just mean be like beeline and MSQ.
Beeline and be done, yeah.
Yeah, 28. I mean, yeah, it's still a game. It's still an RPG, right? I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I beat Nier 22, 21, 22.
22 hours for Nier?
Yeah.
That's it. 22 hours.
I figured it would take longer if you got to beat it 15 times.
Well, to get the main story, just like to get the A ending, you just got to beat it once.
Well, you get the A ending and then
3 endings.
Yeah. So if you play it through regular, you get A, B, C.
Yeah.
And then throughout the game, you can figure out D through Z.
Got it. That's
so
not
I
confusing at
have
all.
9 endings.
I know somebody that went and got all the endings.
Well,
Anyone else?
I tripped up on a lot of them by accident. So how many? 21?
Yeah, that's what it says, and I beat it in 22.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So you was right on par.
21.
That game that has one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard.
That game has.
Yeah.
You could go to sleep to that music. You could wake up to that music. You could get into a fist fight, be the angriest person in the world, put that track on in your house, and you'll be the calmest person in the world. That music is so.
So is it like vibes, or is it like is there hype music in it? All chill.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's all of it.
I mean, yeah,
it's not gonna get you like.
It's like the Village track.
Yeah, it's not gonna. You're not gonna be pumping iron in the gym to it, but
I mean,
it'll.
Yo, hey, listen.
Never mind.
Gerudo Valley and Ocarina of Time. That's a slap. You know that song?
Gerudo Valley is.
Yo, Gerudo Valley is a.
King,
I went there by accident, and I was like,
"Look, hold on. Let me let you two in. Let me let you two in on a secret." And this is for all the listeners to know. Also,
I might already know this one. Go ahead.
Every single time I've hosted a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate lobby, listen to the music that's playing in the background. It is Gerudo Valley from the 64.
Mm-hmm.
I love that song.
That's a bop.
It is a bop. I went there by accident. I was like, "Oh, what is this?"
I was about to say, what are you doing in Gerudo Valley?
Yo, all right. I also have a secret for y'all.
Okay.
Since we letting out secrets right now.
Okay.
Don't let secrets out.
Yeah, don't do that.
When I was in Kokiri, whatever the village that you start in, whatever the village is, Kokiri. When I got there, I didn't know the music. Well, I knew the music, but it wasn't from Zelda.
Sorry. Is it where you start or the first actual village you get into as young Link?
Where you start.
Okay.
When you wake up.
Kokiri. Okay.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, Kokiri.
I'm like, it's the Caleb City song. Because the first time I heard it,
almost got up.
I know.
Almost got up, bro.
I
saw you.
Oh.
But
I'm sorry, yo. I'm just saying, hey there, boys and girls. I'm like, yo, it's the Caleb City song. I was like, yo, it just clicked. I was like, oh my god,
this is where he got it from.
I thought that was his beat.
No,
I thought that was his beat. I thought that was his beat.
Koji Kondo is having a fit right now. Lord have mercy.
Every time, because when you're a kid, it loads you up in like Kokiri or whatever. It opens up. I just be like, hey there, boys and girls. I got plenty of. Every time.
I mean, but like, I was so turned because he used that beat. I'm like, oh my, he's a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah, he is.
I was like, oh, this joint goes. This joint goes.
Oh no.
And then I load up Zelda. I'm like, oh, they using Caleb City song.
They using? No, this is a violation.
Yes, that's
it's a secret. It's a secret that I told you guys in confidence.
I told everybody.
You just told the entire internet.
Oh man. Just told everybody.
Koji Kendo watches Caleb City.
That's great.
Oh man.
Oh, good times. Good times.
I needed that. That was good. Wow.
Nintendo better watch out for that copyright, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. Caleb better watch out. They'll shut it. They will shut it.
They will. Listen,
they'll come after my man's old channel, bro.
Listen, we already saw what Nintendo wanted their $50 from that website holder.
Crazy.
And you really think they won't come? Listen, all right. I'm listening.
No. I want to change the subject really quick because I know it's almost time for everybody's favorite segment.
Oh no,
but there was something so interesting that I read about this Dragon Age 4 thing. How Matt leaves. Matt Goldman, the bigwig. Who was he? The creative director. What was he doing?
Yeah, he was a director on a couple projects, but he left during DA4. Dragon Age 4 is being used right now.
He left. Yeah, he left during Dragon Age 4, which a lot of people were worried. Even the company themselves,
understandably.
Yeah. I mean, the director
You see
behind it
some other
leaves in
stuff
the
he worked
middle
on
of the
besides
project.
Anthem.
Huh?
Besides Anthem, some of the other stuff he worked on, you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, I see why they're hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they sent out a letter assuring us like we're going to be working, we're going to still put our full heart into it, blah blah. But I read this and I'm like, EA. The development actually began all the way back in 2015, shortly after the release of Inquisition, with Mike Laidlaw, a leading pre-production on a concept called Joplin, supposedly a smaller, more narrative-focused title set in an area, which is Tevinter Imperium, like an area of Inquisition.
Mhm.
Joplin was eventually canceled and Laidlaw left the company as EA looked to create a Dragon Age game more akin to Anthem. EA. EA, why? Why are they so obsessed with microtransactions? Why?
Because it racks in billions.
Okay.
Why would you not want, as Jamie King said, why would you not want to print more money?
Everything. I mean, to be fair, this would be them taking a risk. They're bringing Dragon Age from something that was it had a certain formula, and they're gonna bring it. They was about to bring it to something completely different and new and not out of their realm because they did make Anthem, or they did, they made those type of games, but they're gonna bring Dragon Age to something. But I don't. That's just so EA. It's so EA.
EA
that's BioWare-ish too.
Yeah, like they have that side of themselves, and then they have, oh yeah, we're gonna give you guys Knockout City. Like we're gonna let Velen Studios make this game, and it's amazing.
It's crazy because that game's so good.
Or what they've done with the publishing of A Way Out and It Takes Two. You buy the game, you get a free buddy pass.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Your friend. So it's like
they have
all
those
over the
place.
They have those practices. It's like
I get it. Just
yeah. But so it goes on to say, eventually, the success of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order convinced EA that great single player games do not need live service components. And those were taken out of Dragon Age 4. So Dragon Age was about to be like an Anthem. Dragon Age 4 was about to be like an Anthem type game. But
and you were gonna crash and burn a second time.
Shout out to Star Wars for saving that game.
Yo, imagine in an RPG you got to go to the end and you got to pay like a 99 cent microtransaction to use the end.
Who dev'd that game? The Jedi Fallen Order. Who dev'd that?
I'm not sure, but whoever did, they didn't do a QA check before they
did not do a QA check. You want Respawn?
Oh man,
Respawn is responsible for that.
I done fell through the floor. Yo, that game was broken.
Couple games that I like.
Respawn is usually good. Yeah, I was gonna say that's crazy.
Well, they really did. That game was. I'm not gonna say junk because that's going too far, but
it was jank.
It was janky. Yeah, it was bad. The game was still great though.
There was some glitches, some bugs and glitches in that game. Some bugs, like I would fall through the floor sometimes.
Yeah.
But like for me, it wasn't more of that than it was more of me just playing an awesome game. There was way more me playing an awesome game than it was bugs.
Yeah, I still had a lot of fun. It just annoyed me how many times I ran into bugs and glitches. But
yeah, out of 30 hours, I'd say I had 2 hours of bugs and glitches. Like full 2 hours of like running into Madden. But the other 30 hours was just money.
Yeah, the game was great.
Experience. It was dope.
I'm still at the final boss. Actually, not even anymore because I don't know. When I looked at my file last, it said 75%, but I'm inside of the last part. So I guess there's I just got to go through those little trials and tribulations before I get into the final boss.
Tribulations.
Respawn is crushing it, dude.
They made a lot of stuff.
Titanfall 2, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond, never played it. Star Wars Fallen Jedi or Jedi Fallen Order and Apex. How do we forget Apex? Duh. Every time.
Oh, I don't like the game, so I'm gonna forget. Yeah.
I tried to play Apex recently. I didn't like it either.
Oh, I had a whole Apex stint. I was.
I remember.
Yeah, that was
Yo,
my jam. That's my jam.
there's a game out there that I can't think. It's called Beyond
Beyond Two
maybe
Souls.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil is another one. Yeah,
I feel like Beyond is in the name.
those are the
But,
two
like,
games.
It's like it critically, like, this game is supposed to be great. It's supposed to be like some adventure game or some action adventure game or something like that.
That sounds like
And
BG&E.
and I want to say it's a PS2 game. Would you say? Oh,
That sounds like BG&E.
Yeah, have you played it?
No, but like you said, I've been hearing so many good things about it.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, I think it is Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh,
Yeah.
This was an Emrod game. He used to play this. He was
Yeah?
about this game back in the day.
Oh, look at this. The award-winning action adventure game by Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to check that game out.
He was all about this.
There's a 2 also.
Mhm.
Well, there's planning. No, wait. No, yeah, upcoming. Well, look at that.
They're working on the part 2?
Ubisoft is in fact working on BG&E 2.
Nice.
It even has
I don't know if you
for it and
like
everything.
it, though. It's a puzzle-solving stealth game. So
Oh, never mind.
puzzles
Yeah.
and stealth.
Turn it off.
Two things you
Yo,
don't
that is
enjoy.
one thing that I learned about Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is it's not even an action adventure game. It might even be labeled an action adventure game, but it is not. It is 100% a puzzle adventure game. Down to even the boss fights are a type of puzzle.
Yes.
You have to figure out.
Yes.
But it's still
the-
action because you're running around and it's combat. So it's still an action
There's
game.
no point in doing the combat though.
When you're fighting a boss
Well,
If-
yeah, I mean, well, aside from
Don't say-
aside from
or doing a thing or rolling and dodging, yes, you are.
aside from mandatory story progression, like random fights, you gain nothing or lose nothing from fighting any of the enemies. Like you can just
we're
run
talking
by
about
them.
bosses. Yeah,
No,
well, yeah, no, bosses
Unless you take
specifically.
damage.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the mandatory progression, yeah, mandatory progression. I mean, what
But-
are you gonna do?
Yeah, like you have to fight them.
Yeah,
Like you
I mean,
have
it's
to run
mandatory,
and
right?
roll and jump and dodge. Like you have to do that stuff. That's an action game.
It's more a puzzle game. It's more a puzzle game.
Puzzle action game.
More of a puzzle game, but it's an action adventure game.
Puzzle
Yeah, I
action
would just
adventure game.
honestly,
Yeah.
and the progression is all via puzzles, so it's like, I guess is the yeah, I guess
Puzzle action adventure game.
puzzle action adventure game. There you go. Puzzle action adventure game.
Action adventure game could be defined as a game mix of elements from an action game.
I
and
know
an
the
action
dictionary.
adventure
Oh
Yes.
my
game.
god.
Especially crucial elements like puzzle.
I said I guess. I said I guess. Was that not good enough?
Done.
It wasn't good enough.
It wasn't good
It wasn't
enough.
good enough.
Yes is not a yes or a no. That's a great
Because
answer.
I
It's not
don't
an
fully
answer.
agree, but like, I mean, you're
You don't
not
have to
wrong,
agree.
but
It
I
is what
don't
it is.
fully agree.
It is
So
it.
like, that's why I say I guess. Like, you're not wrong, but I
Yeah.
don't fully agree. So I'm like, all right, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no.
But like to say like you don't fully agree with something that is kind of wild. Like it is like if
Because I
something
mean, in
is
my
better,
opinion, the combat isn't necessary only at specific parts.
Okay.
So like,
So
in my opinion,
Mhm.
I call it it's a puzzle adventure game. But
Hmm.
like,
uh-huh.
you're not wrong though. You're not wrong. So yes, like you have to fight sometimes. So
I
you
mean,
have to
okay,
roll,
so
dodge, and such.
I mean, you only pilot a plane a few times a week, right? I mean, you still pilot, right? You don't do it as often as you need to. You only gotta fight the bosses sometimes, right?
Are you talking about? How are
just
you?
just because you only
only
do it a few times, you want to completely omit the fact that it's action?
Yes, because it's not
No.
the basis of the game. Like it's not fight like I said, like random battles, like you lose or gain nothing from fighting enemies in the world. Like nothing. Like let's say I knew the game like the back of my hand 100%.
Okay.
Mhm.
I could run through it without fighting anybody
Mhm.
except
Say
the
same thing
mandatory.
about Resident Evil, or
Huh?
you could say the same thing about a Resident Evil. You could just skip past all the enemies if you choose to. That's still
I don't play with the only Resident Evil game that I beat
I'm
was.
saying you don't. Okay, you don't play them, so that's fine.
Well,
but
I don't
is
know.
it-
That's why I said that because I don't know.
Yeah, so like if you were a speedrunner or you knew the game, you could just run by like 90% of the enemies and only forced to fight the bosses. But it's still a survival horror action game. It's an action game. You're running and shooting and gunning and all that stuff.
The action you are taking is running.
You can just run past everything. Dope. But most people aren't doing that.
The action you are taking in Legend of Zelda is slaying the bosses. That is the action.
Yeah.
I said that. I was with you. I said that you have to fight on the bosses and you have to fight to get to, like, sometimes you got to clear a room. I said this. I said that. I know this. Sometimes you have to clear, sometimes you have to fight to progress, but outside of progression, there's no point in fighting in that game.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have RPG elements, but that doesn't make it not an action game. Like,
well, I mean, that was a complaint. That was another well, not a complaint, but like that was. But I didn't even mention that at this point. But
well, like, why else?
That I didn't like.
Well, why else would you fight enemies in an action game besides to go forward?
I mean, if you look at Uncharted, like you can't. There's no area that you can go through without fight. Like you have to, and every time there's enemies there, you have to kill them all.
Okay.
You can't get through.
To get forward, everything is a block. It's just like Devil May Cry. When you go
no
forward,
way to get through. Yeah.
They block the wall. You can't go forward till you kill those enemies.
Yeah.
So in the main points in that game, you can't go forward until you kill the enemies.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
But I mean, no. But in this game, there's also enemies that you don't need to kill. Like it's not the same way in those games. You have to kill like all the enemies in order to progress.
Well, right, but that doesn't make it not an action game just because you have to kill all of them. That's asinine.
What's asinine?
That's ass.
That you don't have to kill all the enemies, so that makes it not an action game. But that's crazy.
No, it's the other way around. But yeah,
that's your philosophy.
Because you don't have to. You can skip them, so it doesn't make it an action game.
You're standing on this hill right now. I'm just curious.
Because you can skip the.
Listen, I said I guess, and it wasn't good enough. I guess.
All I'm asking is, you're standing on this hill right now. This is like your. Yes?
Yeah, I feel like Zelda's a puzzle game. Zelda's a puzzle game.
Nope,
I feel like Zelda's a puzzle game. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, you're wrong, but
you're wrong.
I mean, I'm not wrong calling it a puzzle game. It is a puzzle game.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It is a puzzle game. It's also an action game. It's also an adventure game.
It is an adventure game. It is an adventure game.
I can't.
Literally, definition is there. And man's is like, nah, fam.
Oxford, man, who are them? Whatever.
We don't need that, bro.
We don't need that. You gonna? I mean, we're off
the
for
throwback.
Yeah,
throwbacks. So we could just do it quick. It's super quick because I didn't play it, and I don't even think you guys even played it.
Oh, okay.
So nobody played the game?
It's for a reason. Yeah.
Let's hear this. I want to see this now.
Ready?
Hear it.
Conker's Bad Fur Day. So it's done. He can't ever say it ever again.
No, you cheated me. You cheated me.
It's
over.
over.
I see what you did. You did puzzle distraction jutsu. That is not okay. That is not okay. Yo.
You just witnessed
my God.
Swindling.
That was slaughter
of a lifetime.
Oh my God.
Yo, I was not expecting that.
Yo, oh man, that's crazy. Uncle's Bad Fur Day, y'all.
Oh, you know,
okay. One of the greatest games ever made that I never played.
Oh, to answer your question, yes.
To all the gaming people out there, I never played this game.
I've never played the game either. That's kind of a shame too, but
crazy.
That's cold-blooded.
That's cold-blooded.
He got away with it too.
It's like everyone in our community is like, how have you not played this? It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's dope. It's some of the best writing, some of the best platforming, some of the best post art, some of the best. And I'm like, I never touched it. I apologize.
I'll go to Video Games New York one day to purchase a physical copy. So, you know, I don't have to illegally emulate it, Nintendo.
My boss let me use that game once, and I never played it because on 74, we had the N64 in the closet, and I never touched it, never played it. And I just ended up giving it back to him like, yo, I never played the game.
That's kind of crazy. I never wanted to pick up that dirty controller anywhere.
the poop song on your channel while you were
Oh,
showing it.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
was
my.
like, "Man, I know what I'm using next week."
Unreal.
Yo, cold-blooded.
The one time you didn't say it,
Oh my gosh.
I left space too. And Reese's like, "What is it?" I was like, "Okay."
You use puzzle jutsu on me, man. Puzzle jutsu.
There's puzzles in this game.
I think you're just looking for a bunch of excuses right now because you are still flabbergasted by the fact that you really just got hit by that just now.
Yo, I feel swindled, bamboozled, even
Hoodwinked.
hoodwinked. What some would say.
What is this, Synonym Sunday?
Oh, I love this.
I'm
It's
done.
Monday.
Never mind.
Do you know how long I've been saying Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yo, literally like every other week for
Yo. Oh my goodness.
Damn. You got to find another. You got to find another game, key.
You know, it's normally something that has like it pertains to some aspect of subjects that we talk about. Normally
Sometimes
somewhere.
I just like, you know what? This is the one this week.
Mm.
Sometimes I do like antagonistic ones, like stuff that's just completely different from what we were talking about.
This is the,
Mad about it. I'm angry. In any case, this has been fun. And with that being said, this is another episode of Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.